Boom shakalaka, what is going on everybody? Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's episode, we are going to be talking about something I was thinking about while watching the sunset tonight. Could Celsius be the next Google? If you want to find out my thoughts on that, stay tuned for today's episode. Alright guys, welcome to today's episode. Today we're going to be talking about, could Celsius be the next Google? Why I say that, why I think that, and all that razzmatazz. Now, Celsius here on their About Us page says the world needs banking, but it does not need banks. And I couldn't agree more. Cryptocurrency came about because the banks fucked us over. They basically collapsed, but they were too big to fail. They bailed out. Taxpayers had to bail out the banks, and then the bankers take profits. Tons of bankers got bonuses worth millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, even though they completely collapsed betting on subprime loans. So, why do I say Celsius could become the next Google? Well, in case you guys don't know what Celsius is, it's basically like crypto banking without banks. You can hold your crypto on there securely. All your deposits are backed by Lloyd's of London or whoever. I don't know, but they're a big insurance company. And I should say, just to clarify, because I'm sure some of you will be asking, no, this is not a sponsored video. I just had this thought, and this is something that a couple of my friends and I were talking about over the past few days, about how most likely when crypto does really start to turn around again, DeFi, decentralized finance, is probably going to be one of the biggest sectors. And Celsius is one of the leading projects in decentralized finance. So anyways, you can hold your crypto on there pretty securely, backed by Lloyd's insurance, okay? You can borrow against your crypto, which is what rich people do. Instead of selling their assets, they borrow against their assets and then pay off that debt. So you can do that. You can also earn interest on your crypto while you hold it there. So all those things are pretty awesome. And even you can earn a higher interest if you choose to receive the Cell token as opposed to receiving back in your cryptocurrency. So if you just go to the website and check out down here, one of the things that I like is they list all of their current interest rates. Now, Bitcoin right now, 2.5%, 3.25% if you receive in Celsius token. But if we scroll down, some stuff like Dash, 6.5% or 8.45% if you get a Cell token. Or if you're looking at stable coins, you can earn over 10% back. So if you have a bunch of money and you just have it sitting there in a regular bank account that's earning like 0.0000001%, and you put it into a stable coin like TrueUSD or Gemini Dollar or USD Coin or Paxos, any of those, put it on the Celsius wallet. Guess what? Instead of earning 0% like you do at traditional banks, hint, hint, those traditional banks are lending out your money 10 times the amount of money you deposit. They're lending out 10 times that amount, and they're lending it out, I don't know, like 6 to 10% interest, something like that, maybe even higher, and you get nothing. Well, guess what? When Celsius lends out your money, you get 80% back from what they lend out. So you can actually earn 10% interest. That's unheard of. That means if you have $10,000 sitting around, you put it in Celsius and you can have $1,000 at the end of the year. But that's not it, because if you chose to get the 10%, you'll be getting Celsius token. Now, right now, Celsius token is worth 13 cents. And really, it's pretty much the highest it's ever been. It was 10 cents before. It was at one time, it was 15 cents. So it is pretty much as high as it's ever been. But, it's really only about 3 to 4 times higher than the lowest it's ever been. And really, it's only been around for about a year and a half. And the more people that use this, because it is something they use to pay interest, the greater the price of the token becomes. Similar to how Binance worked. The more people that use that exchange, the greater the price of Binance token became. Well, the more people use DeFi like Celsius, the more that the price of Celsius token goes up. So those are the things that I'm thinking. Now, Like I said, this isn't a sponsored video. However, I would love to be sponsored by Celsius. I think they're an awesome project. There are other options out there, stuff like Nexo. This is another popular one because they're saying, hey, you can get 8% interest on your Bitcoin. But I was looking through the website, and it doesn't appear to me like they distinctly say exactly how much you earn on different cryptocurrencies. They don't tell you exactly how much. They say 8%, but is that really 8%? I don't know. I haven't done my research. But again, Nexo also, price is pretty much as low as it's been. So these are things in terms of decentralized finance that could come about. Now, why do I say could Celsius be the next Google? Well, I mean, Google's a big company. Everybody knows Google. And initially, Google was a very useful service. It still is, still is. You can basically search for anything on there and you're going to find what you want within the top 3 results most of the time. However, Google has changed a little bit. They advertise a lot. And one thing I will say is that Google became so big because of the utility. Okay. Now, I don't know. What is it? 50% of the world, 2/3 of the world use the internet? Maybe something like that. Well, everybody needs to use money. And once people have a cell phone, they can become the banked. They can use something like Celsius Network to become the banked. So theoretically, based on that reasoning, Celsius could potentially be bigger or have more adoption than Google. Again, this is theoretical, but I was thinking this while watching the sunset, so I want to share with you guys. That means I was thinking about you when watching the sunset. I know, romantic, isn't it? So anyways, if we look at some of the largest companies, I thought that Google would have been up there at the top because basically they have no overhead and they just make tons of money from ad revenue, from YouTube ads, from all that stuff. But it turns out the biggest companies, if we take a look at this, number 1, ICBC, bank. Number 2, JP Morgan Chase, bank. Number 3, China Construction Bank, bank. Number 4, Agricultural Bank of China, bank. Number 5, Bank of America, bank. Guess what? You remember Blockbuster Video? Back when people thought you had to have a VHS or a DVD or a Laserdisc or a Blu-ray in order to watch a movie? You remember how awesome they were doing, how big of a company it was? And then Netflix came out of nowhere and started streaming, and now Blockbuster's gone. Well, guess what? When other options come about, stuff like decentralized finance, where you don't actually need a banking institution that bends you over and fucks you over and over and over again in order to win, in order to, I don't know, make money, in order to have a bank, when you don't get fucked over just to be able to use money, guess what? People will start using stuff like decentralized finance instead of these traditional brick and mortar banks. So that's my reasoning, that's my theory why Celsius could be bigger than Google. Could it take a while? Yeah, it could take 20, 30 years. Who knows? But it's certainly possible because if we take a look, Google's all the way down here. Number 17, Alphabet. Woo, way down there. I didn't think they would be that far down there, but wow. So many, Google, you got to do better. So that's it for today's episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a good old thumbs up. Also, check out the Monarch wallet. Monarch powers decentralized finance. So check it out, monarchwallet.com, and I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. Peace.